What's good, fam? Welcome back to another edition of The Vibe Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. Here at The Vibe, we build relationships with love. Today, we got a good topic for you, man. If you haven't checked out last week, we talked about the three main ingredients to a healthy relationship. And then the week before that, we talked about loving thyself. And then for sure, first week, we talked about love being complex. Let me know in the comments below which one is, what more topics do y'all want to talk about? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But today we got a good one, man. I was watching the Nightcap with Uncle Shannon and Ocho Cinco. And Ocho, where's my phone? Man, I keep leaving my phone and whatever. But Ocho made a comment and he said this. He said that, she only chose you because he was talking about his grandma. His grandma, God rest his grandma's soul. If she's still alive or not, I don't know. But he said that his grandma once said that the girl only chooses you because the person that she really wanted didn't get his act together. And so she ended up selecting you. And I wanted to talk about that. Because what happens if you are plan B? Ooh. What happens if you wasn't the one that she chose in the first place? What happens if you was the second option? Fellas, let's talk about that, man. What happens if you was the second option? If your chick, and let's bring the women in this too, if your partner never meant to choose you first and you were second, how would you feel? What is your thought process? What is your mindset? Like, what are you thinking about to find out, imagine if your partner said, I really wasn't interested in you like that. I had no plans on dating you. I had no intentions on being with you. And it kind of just happened, because of such and such really didn't get his act together. And then you was just there. And then you being there kind of worked out for me. And yeah, but I didn't even think it would get this far, right? What if your partner told you that? First and foremost, I want to ask you, put in the comments, how would you feel if they told you that? Right? How would that feel, right? And then number two, after how would that feel, what would be your next phase? Like, does it matter that you wasn't number one? That you wasn't plan A all along? You was plan B. And here's my talk. Here's my take on this. Funny story. When it comes to a lot of the women that I've been in relationships with, and I'm being completely transparent, I was never their first pick. Can I be honest? I was never their first pick. And like I talked about in the loving yourself, that played a major role in insecurities because I was never the first option. I was always the backup. And as a kid and as a teenager and as a young adult growing up, knowing that you was always a backup, that does something to you psychologically, right? Because we have a funny feeling about being a backup, right? When you look at it from the world lens, the backup, you was the plan B. You wasn't the first option, right? Psychologically, speaking, sometimes we like, wow, you never meant to pick me. But I'm not gonna get there just yet. I'm gonna let it marinate. So I wasn't the first option. And most of those relationships went very, very long. And most of them usually said, I didn't even think that we was going to get this far. I didn't even like you like that. I didn't even think I was going to be in a relationship with you. Cool. Don't feel good. It don't feel good. It don't. But at the end of the day, it's the truth. In some capacities, you may have been a plan B. And to be honest with you, yes, and in hindsight, when you hear it, you're gonna feel some type of way. It's just normal. That's not look. It's okay. You're gonna feel like you had a chip on your shoulder, and then eventually you're gonna be like, ain't you glad I was the second option? Ain't you glad that I was an option? Because I've seen a lot of blessings in the number two. Michael Jordan, right? He didn't go number one. And I guarantee the person that didn't pick him number one, who is thinking like, wow, if I only had another opportunity. Right? So even if you're not their number one, the beautiful thing is that you're still an option. And now it's the opportunity to show them how grateful they should be that they had the opportunity to pick you in the first place. Right? We get so caught up in, I wasn't number one. Who cares if you wasn't number one? Even in biblical sense, there are people who got blessed for being number two. David. David wasn't ordained to be king first. Samuel was. Samuel was disobedient. Samuel didn't listen. Then, King David got an opportunity. There are blessings in number two. The great part in life is it doesn't matter what number you are. It only matters about you making an opportunity count when it matters. I don't care if I wasn't the first person you chose in the interview, but I want to let you know by choosing me, you made a great decision. And I want to make sure I make this count while I have the opportunity. I'm not going to get caught up in I wasn't number one. Because number one don't mean nothing if it don't work. It was just the first choice. Okay, cool. I wasn't your first choice. But maybe I can be your last. See, it's all about perspective and how you look at things. I don't care if my partner wasn't the person that she chose first. I just want to make sure when we do have that opportunity to connect, and if it's the person I'm supposed to be with, that it's going to count. Because at the end of the day, baby, it don't matter if you chosen first, second, third, or fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, 8, 9, 10. What matters is did it count? Did it go to long term? Did it go to distance? Did it work out? Because you may be 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9 options. I don't think nobody ever finds their first options. I mean, you may get lucky, But I don't think everybody's first choice is always their last option, their last thing. It goes to distance. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe some people pick first and they last for the rest of their life. Kudos to your picking skills. But for the most part, I feel like, I'm okay with the second and third and the fourth, because that gives me some opportunities to have some wiggle room. You feel me? Have some wiggle room. Of course, there's one person that you can pick first and there's no need for wiggle room. But I'm saying in hindsight, for practical terms, like you're going to make some bad picks along the way. But it shouldn't matter what number you are. It shouldn't. Because there's blessings in whatever number. There's blessings. You see people like my man, DeRon Bland, 5th round pick. This man set the single season record for most turnovers, going back. Set the single season record. You feel me? Single season record. He wasn't number one pick overall. He wasn't first round. He was a 5th rounder. And look what he's doing as a 5th rounder. Tom Brady. They call him the GOAT. The greatest of all time to ever play this game. He was a 5th rounder. There are blessings in whatever number you are. Who cares if you a plan B? As long as you was part of the plan. Don't get caught up in what number you is, baby. Get caught up in just being picked. Because once you're picked, you get an opportunity to make it count. So, to answer Ocho's question, I don't care if I was a plan B. I just want to make sure when I do get picked, you know that was the best pick you ever made in your life. I'm just saying. I want it to be on that terms. And sometimes I didn't make it on that terms because I wasn't ready, and we get to that another day. But I don't care about my number. If I'm picked, I want to make it count. And if it doesn't count, it maybe means that it wasn't meant to be, possibly, because things are for you. I think they will be in your life. Sometimes you can forfeit some of those opportunities, and maybe you get it back, maybe you won't. But I just want to get picked, because getting picked is an opportunity to show that I still got an opportunity to make it count. So at the end of the day, who cares if you're a plan B? It doesn't matter if you're a plan B. I've been plan Bs. I have. I've been second options. I've been told that. But here's the thing. I don't care what option I've been. I got an opportunity. I do what I can to make it count. If it don't work, it don't work. But I at least had a chance. And if you're lucky to pick your plan A, like, you get the number 1 round pick, the first pick, and you get to pick the best person from the jump, and you ain't got to pick no more, kudos to you. Because when you pick it, when you picking something that, I'll put it this way. When God helps you pick that person, it's going to feel like that. The best pick ever. You get what I mean? So who cares? It doesn't matter. Whatever number you are, if you got picked, make it matter. Make it count. We get so caught up in numbers. Numbers don't matter. Yeah, I was the first of this. I was the first of that. I was the first. That's cool and all. But at the end of the day, make it count. Make it matter, regardless of your pick. And so, be thankful for that. Anyway, man, that's all I got for y'all today on the Vibe Podcast. It's just something different, something light. I wanted to know, what happens if you were plan B? How do you feel if you wasn't plan A? Ask your partner that. Babe, was I plan A? Don't ask that if y'all gonna get into some fights. I ain't trying to get nobody into no fights. I'm not trying to start no ruckus. I'm just saying, ask, was I plan A? Was I your first pick? Or was I plan B? And then even the follow-up be like, are you excited about this pick? They probably gonna be like, yeah, I'm excited. Of course I'm excited. I'm excited about that. Anyway, man, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Always, God first in all that we do. And remember, man, to LaVibe, baby, build your relationships with love. Because on here at LaVibe, I still believe in that. Y'all have an amazing day. Stay blessed. Take care of yourself. And have a blessed day.